we're off to a pretty good start at 6-1-1. Learned a couple things about ourselves, things that we need to tweak, and they've helped us in the last couple games. We've got some people really stepping up right now. Right now, it's tweaking formations. It's working on our set pieces. So as we get into the thick of the conference schedule, that we're all on the same page and we know what direction we want to be going.
We've had a very difficult schedule to start out, and we did that on purpose to have our guys prepare for the conference. We've had a few unforeseen injuries, but hopefully we'll have them back again in October. Plugging along, working hard at every practice, trying to clean up some of the issues that we have to become better at. And so we're really excited about moving towards conference play here soon, and hopefully we'll get back on track and make the best of the conference, have a good run at the conference championship.
Well, this past Saturday, our cross-country team competed at the Dickinson Long Short Course Invitational, which is kind of a unique concept. In the women's 4K, Tegan Young was our top finisher as expected. She finished fourth, had a real strong race. And in the women's 6K, Lauren Brady also showed very well. But we also had a nice pack of women that followed up with those individuals. On the men's side, in the men's 8K, our top finisher was Nick Echtestad, who again was an all-conference runner last year for us. And in the men's 4K race, Ben Sorensen, who's a transfer for us this year, that was really his first race for us, and again certainly looked pretty strong. So again, we're real optimistic going into the rest of the season. This next week we'll be at the Salisbury Invitational. So overall things are progressing pretty well. We've taken a little bit different approach this year in our training in an effort to try and keep everybody healthy, because certainly the goal is to get to the conference championship on November 1st with a team that is healthy, something that didn't happen last year. So that's really what we're pointing towards, and like I said, I feel like we're making good progress.
Our conference is always tough. We have Salisbury, obviously, and then Christopher Newport. And York has been doing really well this year with a new coach. So I believe after we kind of lost to Franklin and Marshall earlier in the season, we kind of had to bounce back for that, make some adjustments, and I think the girls have adapted well to those adjustments. We are small, so we can't really practice a whole lot of things, but I think explaining to them and them just being mentally smart and being able to adapt well on the field when we just throw something at them has been one of the reasons we've been successful this season. One of our greatest things we've been able to do is to draw penalty corners. I think 7 games or something like that, we had 115 corners. Our leadership on the field has been great. The girls are getting along really well, both on and off the field. I think we have a lot of young girls that are stepping up and kind of finding their own area to be on in the field, and they are doing great at stepping up in those positions that we've asked them to.
I would say so far this season, we've been very happy with our progress. We've had a couple good wins. We had the win against Macon, which was our first one in I think over 5-6 years. And with them being one of those teams that are constantly competing for the NCAA tournament, I think for us that was a good indicator of where we can be. We went 2-2 at the Carnegie Mellon Invite. It was a good experience for our players because we had to have a lot of players come in and step up. Emma Olson and Kyla Foss were both injured this weekend, so neither of them were able to play. And when you take out one of your best ball control kid outsides and your number one setter, you're going to have to try to figure out some things. So I thought everybody stepped up very nicely during those matches. We have a small roster, so we're finding that we got to figure out how much we can push the players in practice and during games and during all the travel that we've had early in the season to make sure they're not worn out as we go through the season. So we're kind of makeshifting a little bit, but 10-4, can't be too upset with that starting off the season, and we're still getting ready for our conference play. We have Gallaudet today, and then we go down to Washington Lee, which is another big tournament style team. They're 14-1 so far this year, so that'll be a good test for us. And just getting us prepared for the conference run.